environment, and then they are making it work. Some of the best practices to make Agile work is, first is you should do an implementation audit. Check whether teams are doing it properly. Are retros happening? Are planning happening? Are we doing stand-up in just 15 minutes only? You might also want to consider Best Agile Implementation Award. If you have multiple teams, then the team that effectively applies it might get rewarded. You can also identify some of the champions to look out. Are we applying processes in a correct manner? Are we applying technical aspects in a correct manner? And we applying quality aspects in a correct manner. So those champions can work across multiple teams to ensure that the expected things are being followed in the proper manner. You might also have to think about the impact of the appraisal criteria, because the team members working with their own heroic cannot help. The team has to contribute to the team. So everyone needs to understand that I am doing my work effectively is one aspect, but I need to make sure that my team is successful. So your appraisal criteria also needs to consider that aspect. You need to ensure that the retros are happening and they are contributing to continuous improvement. And you should also think of which agile matrices are you going to use and how are they going to contribute to the progress review. Some of the other best practices is you can ensure that if it is possible, if you can get all your stakeholders together, at least for a big meeting like a release planning meeting, wherein even your customers or your product owners are physically co-located with your team members and they are actually discussing the release planning together. This would be most effective, and we have seen the reasons why in-person collaboration discussions are more effective. We should have very clear and visible information radiators. So very big visible task boards or burn down charts. Some of these will really help the team to understand how are we progressing. We should make sure that we are building into team relationship, because the team's relationship with each other is also one of the important aspects for making Agile successful. We need to have a very clear definition of done, when to call a story as complete, and we should continuously doing inspect and adapt mechanism. Build these empower teams. We can empower teams for definitely getting the best outcome out of them. We should have team members of required roles like development, QA, documentation, build engineers, so that they can work together and make timely decisions. They don't have to wait for the other guys to come up and take the decisions. Teams members should own the project, and it is an important aspect in Agile that they take complete responsibility to deliver the product. And any interferences to the empower teams, if someone else tries to dictate them, then that's not going to give us the empower teams and the optimal outcome out of it, of course. How to build high performing teams is, first of all, we need to identify right people who would work together with each other. We need to set high expectations. We need to build very committed teams, and we need to empower them. We need to give them required responsibilities and authorities as well. We need to make sure that the team members have trust with each other. And we should also see that they work with a sustained pace. They're delivering things periodically. They're not stuck. We should also see that the teams are reflecting high velocity. The speed of development is increasing over a period of time. Now, what are the characteristics of an Agile leader? If you want to be an Agile leader, if you want to roll out Agile in your organization, you can do that in a capacity of a Scrum Master, a project manager, a senior manager, or a coach, or a mentor. You will need to build some of these characteristics. Only then you can be an effective Agile leader. One of the definite aspect is servant leadership, where you are giving priority to your team and what they are really looking forward, what kind of help they need. So servant leaders are people usually are humble and they are trying to help their team members. So many of the characteristics that are mentioned here are important. We need to build these characteristics instead of dictating the team, instead of overruling the team. We need to work as if we are trying to help the team. We want to work with the team and make them successful. In the same perspective, we need to have an adaptive leadership, where we are actually trying to work with the team, inspect our environment, adapt and build more. 4 key characteristics here is do less, speed to value, ensure that we have a focus on quality, and engage and inspire the team members, build a healthy relationship between the team. You also need to roll out or have a participatory decision model where all the team members actually are involved in the decision making process. This again is tied up with creating an empowered teams where team members feel that they are also being heard when the decisions are taken. Their opinions also count. They can also come forward and share. They can also contribute. So this is the way in a participatory decision models you can hear from your team members and basically ensure that their views, their inputs are factored in. What are the behaviors for any effective leader? So the leader definitely needs to model the desired behavior. If you're saying that in Agile we need to have empowered team members, then you yourself should be empowering your team members, your leads, your managers. You should ensure that you are creating a common vision. All the team members understand what is the objective of this project. The team members understand how the project is critical, how it is important. And you should be willing to change the status quo, because transitioning to an Agile is also changing the mindset rather than or processes. So it is important that people are ready to make those changes. We need to empower others as well as we need to encourage others feel comfortable in rolling out some of these changes. The leader also will have to use emotional intelligence. He will also have to make sure that he is actually aware of his emotional behavior, emotional symptoms, his own emotions, and using them effectively, or even understand the team members' emotions and then deal with them effectively. Because you want to make sure that the team members are all involved, they feel that they are being valued, and you need to make sure that they work together and work in an environment they are building an empowered team. You might also have to think of how are you going to, does your organization is your organization currently having an Agile coach along with the Scrum Master, or can one of your managers, senior managers play a role of an Agile coach, where typically a Scrum Master would focus only on the Scrum aspect of it, but the Agile coach would focus on the agility of an organization and adoption of Agile. The mission for a Scrum Master might be to protect the team, to ensure that the impediments are removed, whereas the Agile coach would look at the gaps in your environment and how the process improvements can be done. The Scrum Master's involvement is limited to the project, but an Agile coach would work across the different projects, across the organization, and even with your senior management or customers as required. So Agile coach can play a very useful role to make sure that you are following Agile in a correct manner. And what are the characteristics of an Agile leader? There could be a manager who is focusing on day-to-day tasks, but a business leader would, let's say, focus on people and the business aspect of it. But an Agile leader would focus on the business value. Like an Agile triangle that we saw, he will have to think about what is the business value that we are deriving out of this project. Manager would typically use team control, the control mechanism, but the Agile leader would like to empower the team. He would like to make sure that they work with each other and they do the things themselves. Manager might focus on specific practices. The business leader might focus on the principles behind those, and Agile leader would definitely like to focus on what are the Agile principles and practices. So of course, the Agile leader will be doing the right things in the correct manner. And he will also make sure that we are focusing on the business value and continuous improvement. So that is a role that any Agile leader will have to play in